seconds. It's the second semifinal game of the Ringette competition in Red Deer, Alberta. Canada Games 2019. Team Ontario versus Team British Columbia. BC, sort of a surprise coming into this semifinal game. Team Ontario still undefeated in the tournament. Whoever wins this one will meet Quebec in the final, the gold medal game, in a little bit right after O Canada. The stage is set for Team Ontario versus Team BC, the semifinal. Team BC, a little bit of a surprise. Team Ontario still undefeated, and we are underway.
Yeah, and I think it's really important for this Team Ontario team not to take this BC team lightly. Again, a little bit of an underdog, Team BC, not having been in a semifinals for a long time in these Canada Winter Games. So great to see them in this situation, and BC is going to look to really take it to this Ontario undefeated team.
Team Ontario will start off by forcing a shot clock violation. The first drive of the game by Team BC. They'll bring it to center ice. This is Kelly. Will dump it in. Look for Power to get the ring. She does. Gives it to Soper.
Yeah, it's going to be key for this BC defense to stay strong defensively, not let this Ontario group get any chances.
And McLean with a good chance right there. She got the reset. Miller back to McLean. Good interception by this BC triangle. No penalty called. Team Ontario gets it back with McLean at center ice.
Yeah, and again, this line of McLean, Miller, Soper, one of my favorites to watch in these games. I actually got the chance to talk to McLean's dad, saying that McLean and Miller do play on an NRL line together, and Laura Soper just fitting so nicely with the pair. So one of the best chemistry lines that I've seen in these games, so look for them to create some really good opportunities for Ontario.
Nil gives it to Wyville. Wyville strong to get inside, but the ring is going to come back to Team Ontario.
Yeah, Wyville, another really strong offensive threat for Ontario. Look for those really strong outside shots by her, as well as the quick break opportunities. She's a very fast skater and looks for those fast breaks, so BC's going to have to know to back off a little bit, not be too strong man on.
Aliberte gets it to Wyville. She can't control the ring. Now Team BC will clear it out. This is Crow. Crow, good control. Tries to get it to Bacon, who can't control the pass. Team Ontario has it back.
Yeah, Ontario is so good at being strong man on, and
look at that forecheck
right there
by
by
Wyville. She will create the space, but can't get the shot off.
Oh, and Wyville's got to settle down a bit. Motion's getting a little high, jostling a bit with BC player, and you don't want to be causing any penalties here.
Here's Kelly with the ring. After that, good opportunity by Wyville, just couldn't get a shot. Power now blocked by the BC defender. This is Woodman. Brings it into Rob.
And great forecheck again by Ontario. BC is going to have to really watch and try to clean up their neutral zone progression. Again, Ontario is so fast on their man on, so BC is going to have to try to look for support pass, try to like really get those stick-to-stick passes and not force anything towards the boards, because Ontario is just going to pick up on that and cause the turnover.
Here's Kelly in front for Team Ontario. She'll circle around the net. Getting the space there in between the two BC players. But invades the crease, and Team BC has possession.
And BC Triangle doing a really good job so far in these early stages of the game. They have been pressured a lot, and they will be pressured a lot in this game, so they have to stay strong. They've kept Ontario to the outside, not giving them very good chances, and good transition play for BC.
Rob gives it to Takasaki, forgets the ring, has to skate back to get it. Takasaki weaves, gets the space and the shot, but no. It'll be a crease violation back to Team Ontario.
Yeah, a little rushed on that fast break. But really good chance by Takasaki. She does a really good job of getting to the inside of the triangle. So look for her to drive the triangle some more.
Mott with a defensive effort, but the ring will get to McLean. Soper heads up lane, not touching that ring. Now she'll get it. Moves, shoots, gets a reset.
Yeah, right off the crossbar there.
Carter gets it outside of the line. Ring is rolling. Nobody has it. Still alive, still loose, and now Team Ontario regains possession. McLean gets it to Wyville and skates to the bench. Wyville shoots, score!
Again, like I said, Wyville is so deadly on the outside. She's got such a great shot. You know, and this BC triangle has been tested really early here. A lot of possession by Ontario. BC needs to focus on getting it in Ontario's end and getting some control. Really great outside shot by Wyville, and look for more from her.
Wyville makes it 1-0 Team Ontario very early in this first period. Carter.
And BC
pass.
struggling a bit here to gain the zone, and then they make a good pass.
Now they'll find Crow. Crow still has it. Shoots. Misses the net. Meredith skating after it. They need a reset desperately. Won't get one. And as that shot clock expired, Team Ontario is going to get it back.
Yeah, and BC still yet to get a quality shot on net. Really, possession's been all Ontario so far in this game.
TBC will skate after it in the...
And a 4-in violation by BC, so it is going to go back to Ontario. And BC again has to be aware, this Ontario team is full of fast skaters. They're going to be hard on you, causing a lot of pressure. So BC just has to keep their feet moving, skate through the pressure, look for support passes if they can, but really try to get out of the pressure situations and not force bad passes.
Here's the shot by Kelly. Scores!
And you know what? Not much goaltender Heska can do. You know, right top shelf. Great goal by Kelly. And you know, that's one thing with this Ontario team is I think the reason why this team is such a threat is they're such a depth team. Each line, you know, brings something, has amazing shots, has great skill, you know, line after line. And I think that's the reason why this Ontario team so far has gone undefeated.
Here's a pass inside. Team BC having all sorts of trouble right now. Emily Power bring back with speed. She finds Kelly in front of the crease. Kelly now, she did a little spin move there before getting the shot off.
Yeah, good job by BC to add a little bit of pressure, but BC's got to really be aware that Ontario's going to be looking for those fast breaks, and they need to back off a bit. And you want to be tight man on, but you also don't want to be too tight to the fact that they're going to beat you behind. So just making sure to stay goal side at all times.
Team Ontario showing why they are still undefeated in this tournament. A very strong start to this semifinal. Shot by McLean, misses wide. Racine skating after it, but Miller will get it. Soper. They need a reset. Miller shoots. Heska, they do get the reset though. And now there's a call on the play. It's going to go back to Team Ontario.
And I think it might have been crease violation. Not too sure. Refs having a little talk about it.
Team Ontario goal scored by number 17, Emma Kelly, assisted by number 18, Cindy Dagenais. Time of the goal, 7:46.
And it really is really hard to defend against this Ontario team because they like to make so many nice, pretty passes down low, but they also have such great outside shooters, so it's kind of hard whether or not to stay out, to push out, to stay home. They make it so hard on their defenders, and they just do a really good job offensively.
Nothing Ontario in this first period of the semifinal. Whoever wins this game will meet Team Quebec tomorrow. Wyville, time to pass it to Rowick. Rowick weaving inside, just misses with that shot. Wyville needs a reset. She will spin. Good stick there by Team BC. That will do it for the shot clock. Team BC gets it back on the shot clock violation. Haska barely avoids the 5 count, and Crow having some difficulty to break out.
Well, a little collision there, but Crow bounces back up. Wyville a little slow.
Bacon can't control the pass. It'll come all the way back to the Ontario defensive zone. That's going to be a penalty. Paredes is going to have to hit to the box for tripping.
Yeah, and I know that BC wants to try to hit that high player, but if they do, that girl really has to make sure that they're stabbing it because they're having a lot of issues breaking out of their own zone and too many turnovers occurring. So BC might have to look for the easier outlet pass.
Team British Columbia penalty to number 12, Emma Paredes, 2 minutes for tripping, time of the penalty, 5:47.
Team Ontario with an extra player on the ice. Power shoots, scores. What a shot by Power. Finding that corner, burying the shot. Ontario has a 3-0 lead.
BC in a little of a hole here. And again, this Ontario team has so much offensive power, and I think they are calling a timeout. And yeah, BC, rightfully so, calling a timeout. Good call by the coach for BC. She just needs to settle her team down and just probably telling her girls, calm it down. We need control of the ring. Again, BC hasn't had a whole lot of time in Ontario's end. They've only got one shot off, and not very quality shot either. So they just need to gain control, and Ontario's just dominating this play so far.
Team Ontario building an early lead.
And look for Ontario not to settle down either. They're going to keep coming hard, and that's probably what their coaches are telling them too, not to stop. BC fans trying to re-energize their players.
Keller dumps it in, trying to find a pass to Valencia is no good. Ontario brings it out once again.
And again, BC just struggling with that long pass. I think they really have to move to trying just those 2-foot passes, the easy option. Just missing too many stabs at this point in the game.
Back pass, will come back to Power. And the line change for Ontario as Power gets the move across and almost gets it to go.
Yeah, good save by Heska. That save too is a good motivation booster for her. She's had a couple goals set against her. Oh, and what a stop there by Ontario player. Number 93, Miller. And a penalty coming up here too.
They still have control though. This is Duncan. Soper calms things down. Wyville. Soper back to Wyville. Wyville centering pass. McLean. Wyville at the point. Cross-size pass. Miller's gonna have to skate back to get it.
Well, a little confusion on the line there by
Wyville
BC.
one-timer, no. And that'll do it for this shot clock. Team BC will get the ring, but will send a player to the box.
Yeah, good job by BC just to kind of stay home. And amazing chances by Ontario. Just can't connect on some of those passes. But they are such a strong team at moving the ring quickly, trying to get those one-timer opportunities in tight.
Team BC penalty to number 20, Ashley Rock, 2 minutes for slashing, target penalty for 13.
And
The
again,
intercepted pass.
BC just trying too many long passes. They just have to look for the easy pass over the blue line.
And there it goes. Mott with now a pass to Carter. Carter cuts inside, shoots. Saved by Griffin.
And it is coming back to BC. BC's got to look to try to gain some possession in Ontario's end. Again, they haven't had a whole lot of time down there. They are down a man though, so they also have to be aware because Ontario's going to try to get that fast rush if they do gain possession of the ring. And being down one man means that you're leaving that one player on the line by themselves.
BC getting some ring movement, some offensive possession. This is Crow cutting inside, finding a good finding a good shot lane, but no.
Yeah, and Crow being one of BC's top players in these games. She's got 7 goals, 5 assists.
Here's Rory, can the mistake by the BC defender, but she can't get the shot to go.
Yeah, great job by Heska. Great body positioning. Doesn't fall for the dekes or anything, just stays really strong in her net.
Dagenet cuts inside. They will get a reset, but no, Team BC gets control.
And penalty coming up to Ontario.
Pesca skating to the bench. Williamson gets a pass to Carter. They still have control. Carter leaves it to Takasaki.
And BC gonna look to set it up.
Takasaki gets it to Keller.
And BC needs a reset here. 5 seconds left on the shot clock.
Takasaki spin move will not get the reset. And we'll send, now Ontario will send a player to the box. We haven't seen much of Takasaki yet, one of the most important players of this BC team.
Yeah, Takasaki with 7 goals and 3 assists so far in these games. Look for her and Crow to be really driving forces in this game for BC. But again, haven't had a whole lot of time in Ontario's end just by the dominant control that Ontario's had in this game.
Valencius finds Takasaki. She can't take control of that. She would have attempted a one-timer there, but not enough.
Yeah, BC just a little jittery, just missing some crucial passes, but good forecheck there by Takasaki.
There you go, Takasaki.
Trying to go on the odd man rush here.
She will not touch that ring, and now Keller will bring it to Rob. Rob, cross-ice pass to Valencius. Valencius, no rebound. Griffin gets it for Team Ontario.
Good check again. And a 2-on-1 opportunity, but again, bobbling
Here's
those passes.
Rob, she'll shoot. Good save by Griffin. Team BC still has it. Crow.
Team Ontario penalties over 25. Emily Power, 2 minutes for hooking.
Crow.
Penalty 2
Just waiting for her teammates to change. Now skates to the other side and will cycle the ring. Centering pass, no. Team BC still has it. Now Ontario will bring it out with McLean. Good job by McLean to steal that ring.
Good forecheck here by BC. Trying to put a little bit more pressure on Ontario. And causing some really good turnovers in the neutral zone as well.
Crow will get in a neutral ice for Team BC. Paredes stabs it cleanly and she fell on the ice. Tried to get something going anyway, couldn't do it.
Yeah, last around 30 seconds left in this first period. Great stab up there.
Daliberte gets it to Nil. Roy will skate after the ring. Team Ontario might need a reset soon. Roy centering pass, Albertine, no control. Power, also no control. Ring is still loose. Nobody has it, still bouncing around, and now Team BC will bring it out.
And they've got 10 seconds left.
We'll see if they can get something going in the final seconds of this first period. Crow shoots, misses the net, and that'll do it. For the first period of play, Team Ontario leading 3-0, an electrifying start for this Team Ontario.
Yeah, BC with a little bit of a slow start. I think it honestly comes from just missed passes, and in Ringette, you know, possession is key, and Ontario's done that, and too many just turnovers by BC with those missed passes. They just need to clean it up a little bit. Again, it can come from nerves, and being at this stage where, you know, no one really expected them to be, kind of a little bit of added pressure can add to those missed plays. But I think if BC starts to clean it up, they can really start to take it to this Ontario team. But so far, this Ontario team playing a very, very strong game. But Ontario can't let up either. They can't assume that this is going to be an easy game throughout, because when they do, I think they'll let BC back in. But strong play overall by both teams.
Team BC did amp up the shooting game a little bit. They were trailing the shot count 7-1, now 9-5. We'll see how they come back for the second period.
Yeah, and BC has to try to look to get better quality shots as well. They've gotten a couple good reset shots, but they want to try to really test this Ontario goaltender. start this game at even strength.
Duncan gets it to Kelly inside. Kelly at center, now skates all the way back to the other side. Power. No space in that BC triangle as Heska will reel it in.
Yeah, the one thing that this BC Triangle has done a really good job of is limiting any driving chances. They really collapse well on that player.
Williamson attempted to pass to Carter. Now to Ontario. Having some trouble here.
Yeah, good forecheck there by BC. And again, right now they just need to try to gain some control in Ontario's end. Try to get a good scoring chance and, you know, get on the board. There's so much momentum and motivation that can come from just getting that first goal and really celebrating that. So I think focusing on just getting one goal at a time for BC is the key.
Crow. Line of Paradis, Bacon, and Crow. Now on the ice for Team British Columbia. Crow with the shot. Griffin with the save. McLean gets it.
Oh, good check.
Now McLean will find a good pass to Miller. Miller will cycle the ring. It's a pass to Sobert. Couldn't stab the ring, still alive, and now Miller will get it.
Yeah, good support by Miller there.
They got a reset. McLean, blocked by her own teammate. Miller. Miller weaving. Ring rolls all the way to McLean. Now finding Wyville skating to the bench. Wyville, cross-ice pass to Matuszewski. Good control by Matuszewski. Ruick shoots. Rebound. Alive in front of the crease. It's going to be Ontario ring.
Yeah, BC just not able to really get anything going here, and I think they just have to be stronger on those rebounds, a little bit tighter in the triangle, and just try to get, again, some ring possession. They just haven't had any control.
Valverde back pass. Wyville. No one has it. Now Ruick gets it for Team Ontario. Ruick. Intercepted pass, but Wyville. She will get it back behind the net. Team Ontario needs a reset. Wyville will get them one. And we'll get the ring right back. Good effort by Team Ontario, keeping that ring in their offensive zone, and now they'll get another change.
Yeah, they're being really smart of jumping on those rebounds and really wearing down this BC triangle. BC needs to look to try to send a defense on the line or even a center to try to get a change, because Ontario is just running this triangle down right now on a little slip up. Oh, what a save though by BC goalie Heska as she kind of got out of position.
And Ontario will get the ring back.
And
amazing pressure right now with Team Ontario. And Team BC finally gets a change in, as that was a very long shift for this defense. Kelly gets it to Power. Power attempted to pass, no good. Takasaki. Takasaki still has it.
Yeah,
strong forecheck by Power. Too strong. It's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, and good job by Takasaki just to keep her feet moving, draw that penalty. But yeah, relentless attack there, and Power just needs to just let up a little bit. You know, you want to keep checking hard, but you also have to be aware that you risk the chance of a penalty.
Carter. Back to McGrath, still in neutral ice. Team BC having too much trouble getting that ring in. Now they'll do it with Carter. That was a shot by Williams and no rebound by Griffin. Team Ontario will break out.
And again, I'm not too sure why BC isn't going 2 on here. They're kind of playing a bit of a man on, but they're giving too much room to Ontario right now. And if you give this Ontario team enough room, they're such great skaters that they're gonna gain the zone very easily.
Little miscommunication by Team BC. They're too close together. Nothing came out of it.
And BC has to look to try to jump up. They're just a little slow on this breakout.
Now Paradis will stab it cleanly.
And yeah, bottom third call on Paradis. And for the non-Ringette folks that are watching out there, when I say a bottom third call, that means that the player is holding their stick on the lower bottom third part of their stick. And you're not allowed to do that, and that does get called down right away if you have the ring.
Mill will get inside to Wyville. Wyville cycles the ring patiently. She will get a pass to Mill.
Oh,
back to Wyville. She was unguarded there for that shot. Penalty coming up.
And BC's got to look to try to give it to Ontario.
I don't know that they're aware that they have another penalty coming up.
And now they are trying. They just need to put it in the crease. Don't need to even get a shot off. Just put it in the crease.
They have 10 seconds left on this penalty. Team Ontario not touching that ring.
And again, at this point, you know, BC's trying. Now they just need to set it up. You know, the penalty is going to run out.
So the 3-on-2 is out of the question right now. And now finally Team Ontario will touch that ring and send another player to the box.
Yeah, unfortunate there for BC. You know, in those situations, you know, your thought is just get it to the goalie, but the issue is that you're getting a shot off, but rebounds are coming out. So during that situation, BC just needs to go and skate it up towards the crease and just put it in the crease instead of trying to get a shot off. But still a penalty nonetheless. And BC does still go on a power play.
Another opportunity to get on the board. Team Ontario reached 3 quick goals in the first period and now leads 3-0.
And you know what? It's still only a 3-0 game. Like, BC still can get in this. They just need to get on the board. I think that's so important to try to get that first goal.
Takasaki's trying to do just that, but she invaded the crease.
And their power play, too, is going to be a full 4 minutes called on Wyville. And that's fully served as well, so they need to take advantage of this opportunity.
Mott brings it inside to Rob. Maybe a good opportunity here. Valencius can't stab that ring.
Yeah, BC players just really struggling again with just stabbing the rings. And I think that comes from added pressure
Turnover
from Ontario.
Takasaki has it, but good transition by Team Ontario. Taking away that shot. Rob. Shot by Rob. Griffin with the save, and Ontario will break out with Duncan. Team BC still has it in the defensive zone. Takasaki just avoids the line violation and finds a good pass at center ice. Bringing it in. Valencius skating after it. Valencius. Back pass. This is Young.
Yeah, BC doing a much better job of gaining each zone.
They're getting a line change in. That's still out of the creases. Young almost got it back, but they do. Team BC retains possession of the ring.
Yeah, and Young, a really smart player. You know, you'll see her when there is 10 seconds up. She goes to the side of the net to try to get that reset, and that's really smart. She waits there to try to get that rebound back, and really good game sense there by Young to get smart resets.
And she will get the ring back and cycle it around the net after a good heads-up play. Good pass to Carter. Carter spins and tackles it once again. Not forcing anything. Carter. Another cycle that goes wrong this time, and Team Ontario will bring it back.
Again, BC's got to either go 2 or harder man on. They're giving Ontario way too much space. Ontario's down a man, and they're still able to gain each zone very easily and a little too easily. BC needs to add a little bit more pressure here.
Matuszewski gets it to Soper. We need a reset soon as we have 5 seconds on the shot clock. They do get a reset, but the rebound is still loose, and Team Ontario comes away with it. Great effort by Soper. Nil at the wing, finds Soper at the other side.
And smart play by Soper. Doesn't think that she has that shot, so doesn't waste any possession.
Miller couldn't spear that. She will have to come back. Miller still has it, finds Nil.
Oh, good pickup here. Good chance for an on-man rush, but BC's got to skate. They got to go.
This is Bacon, finds Paredes alone.
Oh.
She misses the net with the shot. What a good opportunity, couldn't capitalize.
Yeah, BC with a lot more opportunities
Here's
here.
Paredes, good save by Griffin. And now Nil will break away for Team Ontario. There was a touch on that ring, and touch was by Power, and then Power touches it again. The other side, Team BC will get the ring.
And a couple words coming from Ontario bench, but the ref stopping that right away. And just clarifying again.
Woodman gets it inside. This is Takasaki cycling the ring. Team BC needs her to be at her best if they want to make a comeback. They will get a reset. Nice job by Team BC. Valencias gets control of the ring. Finds a pass to Rob. Back to Valencias. Tipped away. Valencias trying to weave in and almost sneaks that one in the corner.
Yeah, Takasaki with a good screen there.
Duncan gets it to Laliberte. Penalty over. Wyville almost getting that one. And now Team BC is going to get called off. It's going to be Ontario ring.
Yeah, good job by BC. They did have quite a few offensive opportunities, just couldn't capitalize. Again, can't be a little nerve-wracking playing in the semifinals in front of a big crowd like this, but this is the time where you really need to dial in and start to get comfortable and really make those stabs.
Kelly shoots.
And off the post.
That was a good opportunity to extend that lead, but no goal. Williamson forcing it a little bit.
And yeah, penalty coming up again to Ontario there. Just a little too aggressive on the boards. And BC back on the power play.
So Team BC gets a 2-minute advantage. Abby Hahn is following the penalty, heads to the box. Bacon to Crow. Crow cycles the ring. Crow skating from side to side. Very tight triangle by Ontario.
Yeah.
Now they find a pass to here it is.
Good forecheck there.
Bacon shoots. Griffin with the save and no rebound. She just holds on to that ring.
Yeah, good attempt there by BC. Crow's a very interesting player to watch in the offensive zone. I always watch her and I'm always thinking she needs to skate more, she needs to skate faster. But she is so slow and so passive with her play, but she looks for those passes and and is a really smart player in there. So she's very interesting, an unorthodox kind of player in the offensive end.
Valencia's weaving in, no shots.
And penalty, and this is a very good opportunity.
A
for
minute
BC.
and 8 seconds of 3-on-2 coming up for Team BC.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity for BC. But you know, Ontario prides themselves in strong defense. And be prepared for, you know, really good 3-on-2 here. And BC has to be hard 2-on as well. So if they lose the ring, they can regain it back.
Crow to Williamson, just exchanging passes right now. Williamson to Crow, back to Williamson. It's like they're playing catch.
Yeah, they're looking for the defense to bite, but they've been pretty good.
Screen by Takasaki, she gets the ring back. Will try to find the space for herself and tuck it in, but no, Williamson. They need a reset soon. Takasaki, block shot. That'll force the shot clock violation. Good job by Team Ontario. They still have 37 seconds of 3-on-2 to kill off.
BC's got to go hard 2-on here.
Let's see if they can clear it out. McGrath just slows
great
that one down, but Team Ontario keeps possession. This is Miller. They will now lose the ring. Crow coming in. 2 players at her.
Yeah, and her players have to get in there, help her out. 18 seconds left in this 3-on-2.
Takasaki with another screen. Now they'll find Williamson. Back to Crow. Shoots
and
goal! What a shot by Crow!
Yeah, and that's so important for BC to get on the boards. I mean, great props to the Ontario defense. I thought they played it very smart. They took away those low opportunities. They were really tight together, but Crow with an unreal top shelf shot. And that's huge to get BC back within 2 in this game and still on the power play.
Still a minute left in a player advantage. Team BC is on the board, and this game is far from over.
And Ontario's going to look to try to get back in this.
That was a pretty bad pass by Duncan. Wyville skates back to get it. Leaves it to Duncan. Duncan to Wyville. Wyville is a shot that misses. And
they are going to say that it touched off of Heska. So it's going to go back to Ontario. Ontario's going to look to most likely try to kill off this penalty. 37 seconds left in it. So just a quick cycle, good reset, and back to 5-on-5.
Wyville to Duncan. Duncan to Wyville. Back pass to Roig. Nifty play by Wyville. Roig with the shot, misses wide.
And 30 seconds left in this second period.
Wyville will try to get one to go before the end of the period.
And good job by BC to keep Wyville to the outside, not give her any opportunities.
And Carter has it at center ice.
And this could be one last rush for BC.
Penalty over.
Oh, and just forcing that
Missed
pass up.
Allen out of the box. She will just dump it in.
And 5 seconds left. I don't know if there's enough time for BC to get it down, and
they'll just skate it out.
Yeah.
Team BC just skates it out. 3-1. They're back in this game. Team Ontario led 3-0 after the first period. Team BC reaches its first goal of this game. And both teams will head to the locker room tied in shots. And we'll see how they come out for the second half. We're going to be joined at halftime by Coach David Singh, the Quebec head coach. Quebec just reached the finals after beating Team Manitoba, the defending champions. And head coach David Singh has agreed to speak to us at halftime about that win. Don't worry, Kelsey Kane will be back for the second half. We're just waiting for Coach Singh to get settled in. We're here with Coach David Singh, the Team Quebec head coach. Team Quebec just made it to the gold medal game.
Yes, done.
Coach, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Let's, start from the beginning.
Yes, yeah.
What a game that was.
Yeah, it was a good game. Obviously, Manitoba's an excellent team, ex-Canada game champions too, so for us it was a good test for us, but we stuck to our game plan. We changed a couple things up, and the girls obviously bought in, played very well for the 4 quarters. Well, the good news is that every time they were scoring, we were able to answer back pretty quick, so that was good. So we kept good morale on the bench and stuff, but no, the girls played very, very well, and they were prepared well. They came prepared well to the rink and stuff, and obviously you could see by the way we played, we did a good job, and everybody on our team contributed, so it was great. Good. It was good news.
A lot of lead changes in
Yeah,
that game.
yeah. You know what? I guess late in the week like that, both teams too, you get, I don't want to say tired because you're not tired. When you're playing in a game like that, and when you have like a gold medal or a gold medal game on the line and stuff, I think you're not really tired in those types of situations. But it's a game of mistakes, right? So listen, we had a couple of tough turnovers too that ended up in the back of our net, and then same on their side too. So it's just how do you answer back from those kind of things happening, and how are you able to stay focused and get things done? Listen, that you could flip a coin on who was going to win that game. There was no one that was dominant that dominated the whole games. We would flip back and forth sometimes with like how we were controlling the game and stuff like that. But listen, for a game of Ringette, if somebody hasn't watched Ringette and saw that, they'd be like, that's an exciting game.
Absolutely. Coach, Team Quebec was trailing a couple times in that game, and I kept thinking to myself, another mistake, just another one, could put this game completely out of reach
100%.
for Team Quebec.
Yeah, you know what? When we were on the bench, and even between at the half, we were talking about that too. Like we were making little mistakes here and there, but it was nothing big, and it wasn't like players on our team that you would say, okay, you know what, I got to cut my bench now or anything like that. Listen, we made a few little adjustments at the end of the game and stuff like that, but listen, that's late in the 4th quarter, and our girls, all 18 of them played really well. Obviously, my spare goal, we know, but 17 girls contributed to that win. It's not 3 people, it's not one line, it's not one person. It was 17 people that played really well, and they bought into what we were trying to sell them when we talked to them before the game, and it worked out.
Coach, yesterday you talked about Sarah Plouffe being the big leader in that locker room, and she stepped up big time today. Yeah,
you could tell her maturity level, and she's like a calm 2 on our bench or even on the ice when girls get a little bit excited or something like that. She brings them back to. But like we talked about yesterday, we have a lot of leaders on our team, right? And even some people with no letters on their shirts or anything. And I know that's kind of cliche-ish, but with our group, it's true. There's lots of girls that step up in different situations and talk or to calm down. Listen, in between periods, there was nobody in our room that had their head down or worried because we were down by a goal. Like there's none. Us, we wanted to just make a couple adjustments. We saw things too that we need to do better, and I think we had a little shaky start defensively, and we adjusted, and we were able to adjust quickly, and when we got the lead, we didn't let it go. And then we just said to the girls, like, we just got to get the lead. If we get the lead, then it's gonna turn the tides, right? They kept taking the lead, we'd come back. They would take the lead, they would come back, and we would come back. And then I agree with you, if that second goal, it would probably have been a big swing too, right? But would it be that we would be totally out of the game? Maybe not, but for sure mentally it would play a game if you're down by 2 instead of down by 1 when we were answering back pretty quick every single time after.
Your goaltender, Marie-Ève Dubé.
Yes.
Big game for her as well.
She played well. You know what, at the start of the game, I think it was just trying to get her bearings and stuff a little bit too, but she held us in for sure. Like if you look in the 3rd and the 4th quarter, in the 4th quarter she made some big saves too to hold us in when they were playing 4-on-3 against us also. Our defensive triangle, when it was the 4-on-3, played really solid. We didn't have anybody that panicked or jumped out of place or whatever. And we did a lot of video this morning before as we were getting prepared for that. And that was one of the biggest things we noticed, is that sometimes we would be a little too excited in our defensive triangle, and that would make some holes in some space. And when you give space to players like on Manitoba, they would look like L'Espérance or anything like that, she can probably pick a corner from the blue line. And listen, she picked one on us, like I told you yesterday, in Pierrefonds from almost the free play line to win the game. So you know what, you can't give chances to great players like that. And they're solid, they're coached well too, they're really well coached. So we try to play within our means, try and play our game, and hopefully the result will come out. And you know what, listen, that's a great result for us, it's a great result for Quebec. It's the best finish that Quebec's ever going to have in Ringette at the Canada Games. We're guaranteed a silver medal, but we don't want a silver medal, obviously. We want a gold medal. And we're going to go for a gold medal, but it's really good for the group of girls, the change of the way we did our program, the change of the approach, and there wasn't everybody that bought into that kind of way of doing things, but we stuck with our plan, and listen, it's bringing home at least a silver medal for Quebec, and it sets up our program very well for the future, too.
So you said that people didn't really agree with the way of doing things.
No, yeah, doing things for us. Like in Quebec before, what we used to do, we used to pull out all our girls for like a full year. So they would play, but it would be tough to get the competition to play against, right? So, but we had a different format that we wanted to use as a coaching staff and as a management staff, that we wanted the girls to stay with their regional teams and stay with their NRL teams, and we would pull them out once a month for a day. Like we had them out once a month for a day all the way up until January of 2019. And then the teams, the regional teams and the NRL teams will release the girls to us for all of January and February to get ready for Canada Games. And for sure, like Jocelyn Fortin, which is the president, and Michel Latendresse took a big chance to try this format. But you know what, listen, you can't go wrong with what happened here. We're playing for a silver medal tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Albertan time or Red Deer time, but because of that I strongly believe because of what we did and because of what the regions let us do in Montreal. So every single region that helped us out in Quebec and the NRL teams that helped us out, they're part of this medal, 100%. And the hard work that my coaching staff did, my coaching staff works very hard. Oldumian, Maddie Lynn, Claudia, our athletic therapist, Maddie F too, and they were super hard. My manager, Nancy, that took care of all my stuff behind the scenes. I didn't have to worry about a thing. I showed up and I coached. I didn't have to do anything else. I have to worry about travel, food, anything because of what she did for us, which is huge because she's not here behind the bench. You don't see everybody on my staff. There's a lot of people behind our girls that helped out, and the parents especially too. The parents have been amazing all week with us, and they supported us. But back home in Quebec, we got a ton of support from everybody there, which is great. My team thanks them for sure.
What's next tonight and tomorrow morning for this team?
Well, that's interesting you say that. Obviously, we have a lot of Francophone players on my team. What we're doing tomorrow, actually, in the morning, we're going to visit an elementary school, a French elementary school in Alberta. So we're going to bring all the girls there. We're going to go visit with them. We're going to show them what Ringette's all about, too. We're doing like a Teach Ringette session with the whole school that we're going to do there. And then after that, we're going to come back, relax, have lunch. We're going to do some video like we did today and get ready. The good thing that the game being at 6 o'clock, it gives us time to relax a bit, but it's very important too to give back stuff to the community. And listen, it's not our community for sure. It's not Red Deer. We don't live here, but you know what? As a province and as a program, we think it's very important to help and give back to the community, even if it's not ours. So when the opportunity came up from one of my fellow referees that asked us to do that, which was Lori Kindop, she's a referee from this area, and I said, you know what, it's a great idea. It was just trying to get it in the schedule, obviously, because you want to jeopardize your game, the preparation to go do external things, but the girls are really happy to go do that, and you know what, we'll show Ringette to a whole school of younger children, so it'll be good.
Were the girls excited? Were they happy when they heard that you guys were going to do that?
Oh yeah, for sure, because there's a lot of those girls on my team that coach younger teams, right? So it was good, and you know what, it gives, I don't want to say that it's going to help Quebec's image sometimes, but it does, and it's going to be good because, again, there's lots of rivalries and a lot of provincial rivalries, and we made a conscious effort as a province and as a program to make sure our girls, our coaches, or anybody that's associated with this team is well behaved, well disciplined, and we represent our province and Ringette, Quebec very well. And listen, for 3.5 years, these girls have represented Ringette, Quebec super. Like I have zero, not one instance that I was upset at anything they did or how they reacted in public or anything like that. So it's been good from A to Z, and you know what? For a first time around for me in this program, and I can't be more happier from what's happened so far.
So this opportunity to go to a school and maybe spend some time with some children, you know, on the day of a gold medal game. In terms of mentality, how does that impact? How does that help?
Good question. The way I look at it, you know what? I think it's going to give them something else to do. Like, listen, we don't have much to do at the school and sit around and rest and stuff. You know what? And I think it's going to help them with their mental part too. Listen, we're ready to play. There's nothing that we're going to do in the next 24 hours that's going to change dramatically the way we're going to play tomorrow, whoever we play tomorrow. Like, they're prepared. They were prepared when they walked in here to play last week on Thursday when we flew in, Friday when we practiced, and Saturday when we played game 1. So there's nothing as coaches we're going to do that's going to make a difference. And them going to teach a bunch of kids that are really happy to see them, you know, it'll probably be good for the morale too, so to get them going. But listen, my team is ready to go. My team is ready to go. We could probably play first thing tomorrow morning if we had to, and we're ready to go. Whoever we play, we don't care who we play, and we're going to be ready to go. And whoever is going to be able to go watch that game should come watch it, because it's going to be very interesting.
Speaking of which,
Yep.
your team right now seems unstoppable.
Yeah.
You guys are playing some of the
Playing
best Ringette we've seen in this tournament.
Yeah.
Really good, really sound team, really solid.
Yeah.
But we're seeing some good Ringette right now as well.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, listen, like we talked yesterday, Ontario's a good program, BC's a good program. There's 5, 6, 7 teams easy could win this. We saw at the beginning of the week, Nova Scotia beating Alberta. Listen, anyone can beat anybody. It doesn't matter how well or how well we've played so far and the wins we've had so far. It means nothing tomorrow. Tomorrow at 6 o'clock when they blow the whistle and we start the game, we're 0-0, both teams, right? We're both playing for one thing. We're playing for a gold medal. And listen, whoever we play, I don't care who we play tomorrow. As myself personally, you know what? I know my players are ready to play. And we're going to bring a good game. We're going to bring good effort. And that's all I ask for them, is give 100% effort all the time. Do what you're going to do. You're going to make mistakes. Be ready to make mistakes. But how are you going to reset from the mistake? Going to be very important. My girls, the girls, we have seen a huge change in the way they react to when situations happen. Like when we had a couple turnovers today and they were goals, there was no one coming back to the bench with their head down or upset on the bench. They know they made a mistake, turn the page, move, we'll go. And then you know what? A lot of times our forwards and our offensive play brought up and corrected the error like within the first couple minutes. So you know what, we're able to do it. They believe they can do it now, and we're showing that here in Red Deer.
Does fatigue play a factor at this point?
I think fatigue plays a factor if you're not prepared for it. And when I'm looking at what my girls have done and the girls have done over the week, they've taken care of themselves, they've taken care of their body. There's no one coming to the bench with like half in the bag or really tired or anything like that. No, we've managed our bench accordingly. Like we're not, our philosophy with the bench is you're playing while you're playing. Doesn't matter who you are. You're 16 or you're 19 or you're 20 or whatever the case may be. You play well, you get your ice time, and we've been very lucky that all 17 girls that step on the ice, obviously, and my 2 goalies, we were rotating back and forth with our goalies too. Both of them are solid. I'm confident in both of them. And my players, the same thing. I'm confident in them, all of them, every single one of them. 18 of them, I have no problem putting any of them on the ice.
And something that we were actually talking about during the webcast was how smart the line changes were for Team Quebec today.
That was something we looked at. Listen, I've been doing videos since 5 a.m. this morning. I went through all the games we've played against Manitoba. My coaching staff has done the same thing. My goalie coach, Claudia Jeté, did the same thing too. She did excellent work checking all the goalies that would be here this week and stuff from the games we've played against them. Like, the girls were well prepared by the coaches, and my coaches, Audriane and Madeline, did the same thing. They were ready to show the girls what we needed to do. We had a great video session, and we were ready to go and we were smarter with our line changes today too. We were looking, we were matching differently. We worked our bench well today, and to my 2 staff on the bench, they did a really good job with me to make sure we had the right people on the ice at the right time.
Coach, quick comment on this game, this first half.
Yeah, well, you see, I think Ontario has a very aggressive style similar to ours and stuff. They got speed. They use that. They use it very, very well. BC works hard. And you know what? Sometimes working hard can bring you back in a game. Sometimes speed gives you the game. I think for the next 2 quarters, we're going to see, you never know what's going to happen here. You've seen all the games, you know exactly. There was a 6-goal lead or 5-goal lead with Manitoba, and they marched all the way back. So no lead is safe. So whoever of these 2 teams play me, listen, they can go to triple overtime. It'll be fine with me. But whoever we play tomorrow, we'll be ready to play, and I'm sure they'll be ready to play also.
Coach, thank you so much for your time.
No problem. My pleasure.
Good
Always
luck
a
tomorrow.
pleasure. Thank you.
And we're almost ready to come back for the second half of Team BC versus Team Ontario. It's the semifinal. Heading to the side here, who plays Team Quebec in the final tomorrow? Thank you so much to Coach David Singh for taking the time talking to us at halftime. Kelsey Kane is back in the booth, getting settled in. So are the players on the ice for the second half.
Yeah, this game's still in reach for BC. 3-1 game, tied in shots, 14-14, but Ontario's going to look to try to get away and create more of a gap in this game.
And we are back underway. Team BC versus Team Ontario. Team Ontario leading 3-1. We have a quick whistle on the play. It's going to go back to Team Ontario. See where that ring is placed.
Actually, I think it's going back to BC.
Excuse me, it's BC ring.
And BC going to look to try to close the gap a little bit more in these games. Only trailing by 2.
Here's Mott. Gives it to Racine. Racine brings it in. This is Valencias. Cycling the ring. Valencia's trying to create space all by herself, and Team Ontario is gonna get the best out of that one and keep possession of the ring.
Oh, good pressure there.
Nobody has it yet. Ring is still loose, and now Team Ontario will get it in neutral ice. Soper can't control it. Takasaki comes back and gets it.
Yeah, a couple bobbles for Ontario, and we haven't really seen them bobble much. And a good
Here's a good pass
opportunity.
to Mott, but she can't control the ring, and Taylor gets it for Team Ontario.
Yeah, for BC, they really have to focus on making those stabs for those little passes. They can't afford to be bobbling anything, causing any turnovers, because this Ontario team will capitalize on that.
Wyville, cross-ice pass, the shot, saved by Heska. Good shot by Laliberté. No goal.
Yeah, crease violation. Good job by Heska.
Heska gets it out, but they commit the turnover.
Yeah, unlucky there. Just kind of throws it towards the ref.
Wyville attempted to pass to Racine, no control. She has to skate back herself and get it. Wyville tackles the ring. Laliberté can't stab that pass.
Good job by BC to out-muscle and win that ring, and they're going to look to try to get some control.
They get a line change. Curtis now sending it to Young. Young trying to get a reset. Griffin keeps that and starts things off once again for Team Ontario. This is Matt Zashevsky. Finding a pass and another one. Kelly will get it. Good control right now by Team Ontario with Kelly. Sending a shot. That is stopped. There was a touch on the ring. Now Team BC with a chance, but no control by Carter. That would have been a good opportunity.
Yeah, again, BC just struggling just to stab that ring, and it's causing them to have a lot of issues and missed opportunities because of that.
This is Woodman trying to find a passing lane. She will now send it to Valencias, who sends it in. No control. That was Takasaki, misses that stab.
Yeah, and they're just making it a little hard on themselves. A little bit too hard of a pass there. But they are putting a lot more pressure on Ontario.
Carter. BC player had her back turned to the play. Now Rob at the wing will cycle around. Rob shoots.
Oh, and
Save
good
by
save.
Griffin. Takasaki gets it back. Finding Rob. Griffin will keep that ring to herself and give it to Taylor. Taylor finding Miller.
And BC has to be careful here for that odd man rush.
And here comes Soper. She can't get the shot off, but Takasaki was beat.
Yeah, really good job by Soper to get behind her man and be there for a possible breakaway. Just couldn't control that pass.
Here's Team Ontario in front. Miller with the shot. She
Oh,
scores! What a shot by Miller!
Yeah, it didn't look like it had a whole lot on it, but just able to fool Heska just right underneath her arm to catch that low post shot above the pad, and not how BC wanted to start this third period, as they have to dig themselves out of another pretty big hole that's starting to form.
Team Ontario leading 4-1. Too early in this third period for BC to allow another goal. Bacon. Bacon still cycling the ring. Will now get a pass to the wing. And once again, they will circle around the net. Pro attempting the reset. That stays with Ontario. Nil. Cross-size pass to Wyville. She will find Roick in front. 5-hole, she scores.
Yeah, and the speed of Ontario just starting to become too much for BC to handle. I think they need to change up their strategies here if they want to contain the speed and fast break opportunities that Ontario has been taking advantage of. And that's one thing that this Ontario has done throughout these games is really get those fast break right from their end all the way down. They have so many amazing skaters, and BC's got to change something quick to try to get back in this game.
All sorts of trouble right now as this ring is still loose, and Team BC will get it. Young still has it. Now finding a pass to the other side. The shot stopped by Griffin. Griffin gets it to Allen. Or that is actually McGillen. Now Power. Power to Kelly. Kelly shoots. Heska with the save. Good forecheck by Team Ontario. They have it in front. Almost score with Dagenet, and now Heska will keep the rebound. Young. Forecheck strong for Team Ontario. Dagenet forcing another turnover.
Yeah, great forechecking there by Dagenet.
Power to Soper, skates back to the bench. This Ontario top line is back on the ice. Soper. Pass to the point. Miller skates back to get it. McLean. Soper shoots, blocked. And we'll see who comes away with it. It's going to be goalie ring as the shot clock expires. Keller. A lot of pressure by McLean. Keller can't get out of there. Now she'll find Rob. Good stab by Rob and good control to keep that in neutral ice. Rob now finding Takasaki. The ring just too strong, but good effort by Takasaki. A lot of pressure right now. Team Ontario, that's going to be a goalie ring. Team BC can span some quality time in the offensive zone.
Yeah, and again, it's just that relentless forecheck there by Ontario. Really give them no time.
Roick spins, sends it up front. Roick with the intercepted pass. Good job. Cross-ice pass here. This is La Liberté.
BC just forcing too many passes right now with really no control. and Ontario will eat that up.
Heska gets it as the ring was inside the crease. 5 count. Ontario will get it in the offensive side.
And a lot of pressure in this third period by Ontario.
Ruik. Rival will sneak in. No pass for her. La Liberté. Now Ruik to, that was actually Wyville, now getting it to Ruik. The ring is still loose. Team Ontario gets it, but they need a reset.
Yeah, I don't think Wyville's aware of that.
Too late. She tried to get that shot off, get the clock to reset.
Again, if one thing that I can say that BC's triangle is doing a really good job of is collapsing when Ontario's trying to drive through. And they're really giving Ontario no room to drive in the triangle.
There it is. What an effort. Refs will stop this play. Comes back to Ontario. McDillan will play the ring. Here's Hahn for Team Ontario. Team BC trying to take away the passing lanes. Now they bank a pass inside. This is Kelly.
Yeah. Oh, and a little slash there from Ontario Kelly. Gotta rein in those emotions though.
They're leading 5-1. The last thing they need is a penalty. 5 count. Team Ontario gets possession once again.
And props on Ontario to really pick up the pace in this third period. They had a little bit of a couple slip-ups here and there in the second period that allowed BC to get within 2, but they really started to pick up their game and have started to pull away in this semifinal matchup.
Soper. The Ontario top line on the ice. Back pass. Good shot by McLean. Gets a reset for Team Ontario. Miller can't stab that ring. Battle on the boards. No one has it just yet. Now Team Ontario will come away with it. This is McLean right in front. She got a pass to Miller. Team Ontario is going to regain possession in the offensive end.
Yeah, that one just bouncing off Heska and then on top of the back of the net. And the last 5 minutes or so dominated here by Ontario. BC's really got to look to, continue to play strong defensively, but also look to try to grab those loose rings and try to get better possession and more time for themselves in Ontario end.
Rui gets a pass. No good. She'll have to skate back and get it. Now finds La Liberté. Weaves, shoots. Saved by Heska. Wyville gets the rebound. They get the reset. Attempted a pass that was tipped away. And now Team BC will finally break out of their zone. It's been a while.
And good job by Rob. She's really good at stabbing that top high pass. And BC entering Ontario zone for the first time in a while. Trying to stay down there.
Can't do it. Nail gets it back. They have an option up front. Kelly shoots, scores.
Yeah, and Kelly having a really strong game from her. Just finding a way to get behind these BC defense. And really strong shooter Kelly is, so she makes no mistake by putting it upstairs on Heska.
Score now 6-1 in favor of Ontario. This game is slipping away from Team BC. shot.
Still another full period for BC, but if they want to try to get back in this game, they have to start now.
Crow bringing the ring in, now finding Paradis. She gets hit hard, no call on the play. Dagenet will send it to Kelly. Kelly will not try to force a shot there. Patiently cycles the ring, finds Power. Power to Dagenet, no. Soper trying to get a reset, but Racine will get that rebound for Team BC. A minute, 30 seconds left to go in this period.
Oh, great stab. Just can't contain it.
Carter will skate after it. No one has it just yet, and now McLean gets it.
And such a fast Ontario team. Their speed is really hard to contain. But props on BC. They've been checking really hard, just haven't been able to stab the ring this game, and it's really given them some trouble.
Here's Miller, far side, sends the pass across. Soper shoots, gets a good reset. McLean on the rebound, scores. Heska was out of position. McLean gets that rebound and makes no mistake.
Yeah, good reset shot by Soper there. Hard shot towards the pads. Heska kicks it out and just can't get across fast enough to make that save on the rebound. Good on McLean to put it in that open net. And yeah, BC really just needs to get possession of this ring and just try to keep it out of their end.
Woodman will try to get something going for this Team BC. Rob circling around, final moments of the third period. Nagasaki, they need a reset. Just gets rid of the ring. Team Ontario gets it back. Woodman with a good pressure there to keep that ring in neutral ice, but now they bring it. Wyville is all alone.
Oh, what a save by Heska.
Save by Heska, as Wyville doesn't usually miss many of those.
Yeah, and you know what? Heska's had quite a few goals against her, but she's showing there that she's not giving up on this game. She's not giving up on her team. Great save by Heska there. Left alone with a very, very strong offensive player in Wyville. But good to see that battle back by Heska. Not ready to quit.
That ends the third period. Team Ontario explosive right now, building a 7-1 lead. They were leading 3-1 coming into the third period. 4-goal period for Team Ontario.
Yeah, and you know what? Ontario could have easily let BC come back into this game. It would have been a much different game if it would have been 3-2. But good on Ontario to keep on the pressure and really up their game overall.
Our question was, when did Ringette become a sport played in Canada Winter Games? And the answer was 1991.
And you know what? Props on Ontario too. They've been just really strong overall, and I think it goes back to just, you know, making smart passes, making the good stabs, and BC just stumbling a bit with some of those and just not playing the game that they want to be playing right now. But a full half to go, so we'll see if BC can ignite a little life back into their team.
You guys like this?
We're back underway for the fourth period after a short break. These teams got to assess their situations. Team Ontario in a much better situation than Team BC right now. Coming into this fourth quarter, it's a battle for the gold medal game.
And you know what? BC is a team that has a lot of heart. And I'm not going to expect to see them to give up now. They're going to battle. Regardless of the score, they want to finish this game strong. And Ontario just going to try to continue to play. And a goalie change here for Ontario.
So this is Rachel Pelisic. Now in goal for Team Ontario, as they have built a comfortable lead. And will rest Griffin for tomorrow's game, whatever game that may be. Most likely the gold medal game. Little battle for the ring there, and Team BC will come away with it. We'll see if this goalie change ignites something in this Team BC.
And good defense by Ontario, taking away those pass opportunities by BC. And another quick rush here. Good pickup by Miller.
Front. She tried to get it to McLean, no good.
Yeah, this line does such a good job of supporting one another. If there is a missed pass, they have someone to pick up that mistake.
This is Miller.
And I think that the shot clock's just a little out of sync there, so they're going to get that reset, and lucky chance there for Ontario when they get the full 30. Heska just confirming that with the refs.
Well, unfortunate for Team BC is Team Ontario had 6 seconds left on that clock and was going to scramble to get a reset. Now they have a freebie, 30 seconds. Soper to McLean. They get it to the far side. This is Miller. Miller spinning and giving it to Soper. Back to Miller at the point. Fans on the shot.
Oh, and Mott's got to just be aware that she's going to have pressure on her.
Wyville skating in for Team Ontario as they will get a line change.
And this BC triangle just got to tighten up a little bit, getting a little too spread out.
Wyville at the point, weaves, shoots, no. Laliberte gets the rebound, but no reset. Or yes, there was supposed to be a reset, I think.
Yeah, I think there was. I think that's a little bit refs need to communicate that a little bit better with the 30-second shot clock guy, but again, this is a stressful time for them as well, so mistakes happen, and Ontario getting the ring back again.
This is Wyville. The speedy Wyville, good skater. Laliberte. Laliberte tried to get a pass to Roig. Roig, no good on the pass. Team BC will break out. Or try to, as there's some pressure right now.
Yeah.
They can't. Woodman gets it back.
Just great man on by Ontario. BC slowing down just a little bit, but they want to try to gain each zone. Good forecheck.
Carter and Matuszewski fighting for the ring. Carter gets it to Williamson. Williamson shoots. Stopped by the goalie.
Yeah, and first shot taking on the new Ontario goalie, so BC's going to continue to try to test her.
Carter trying to get a shot away. Team BC ring as Team Ontario invaded that crease.
Yeah, a couple good chances there by BC. They're going to want to keep on the pressure. Again, fresh goalie off the bench, so they're going to try to get a lot of shots on her, test her early.
Crow. See the Team BC takes advantage of this goalie change. The pick, Crow shoots, save. Team BC applying some pressure, not making it easy for Team Ontario.
Yeah.
Dagenet has it in front.
And again, just unlucky bounces for BC, just cannot seem to stab this ring.
Power to Kelly. Kelly gets a reset.
Yeah, Kelly having a really strong game today. Very strong offensive player, knows how to shoot the ring.
Shot that misses wide. Soper will get it back. Actually, that did touch the goalie there, so they get a full 30 seconds. Miller to Soper. Top corner, she scores.
Great shot. So many of these Ontario players have such amazing outside shots. They pride themselves in developing great shooters in their program, and it goes to show here, not a whole lot Leheska can do.
Yassine gets the pass right back. The neutral ice. Valencius can't stab that ring.
Yeah, just a lot of head-on passes that are causing some troubles for BC, and it's hard when you're losing to really be in the mindset to make those good stabs, but you have to battle through that physical fatigue, mental fatigue, and stick riding up Rob's stick and going over the blue line.
Just tried to play it cool there, to no avail.
And BC should try to also look to try to get closer within the shots. You know, Ontario right now leading 31 shots to 19. And just better quality shots by BC.
This is Laliberte for Team Ontario with 7:44 left to go in this game. Woodman brings it out, but Nil with control for Team Ontario. Roy skates back, gets that ring, leaves it to Nil. Nil to Kelly, can't stab it, but Team Ontario still has it. Penalty coming up. Team Ontario in no rush here as they add an extra player in there. Dagenet, pass to the point, back to Dagenet. Kelly, no time to wind up on that shot, and now she will get a reset on the backhander, but Team BC fighting for that ring. Now refs will stop the play. And comes back to Team BC.
Yeah, good job by BC to cause that turnover so it can go back to them. And Ontario again, such great team for ring movement and passing. And it's really hard to defend against.
Keller to the box for Team BC. And by the looks of it, we're going to have an all-East final at the Canada Games 2019.
Body contact, time of the penalty, 6:58.
Good pass out, but again, BC just struggling to stab the ring, and Meredith's not here in the ring again. It's a really loud arena here, lots of fans.
The ref having a laugh at Paradis.
And Paradis just giving a little shake of the head.
Hahn sends it to Power. Power will cycle the ring. Team Ontario in no rush. They have a comfortable lead. McLean cuts inside, shoots, misses the net. Power. Dagenet fighting for it. Team BC gets the best of that one. They will try to bring it out. This is Carter finding Paradis. Paradis gets it to Carter, still in neutral ice. Now they try to get a pass to Crow, but she had her back turned to the play.
Yeah, just forcing a couple passes there. BC needs to be aware that they are down a man and not try to force anything up the middle. Just gain each zone slowly. Look for the easy pass.
Taylor gets it across. Soper. Good job to keep the ring. Laliberte gets a shot off. No rebound by Heska. Shot clock expiring here.
And shot clock's just out of sync again. Can sometimes happen for the shot clock, so it's going to go back to BC because they did have last possession of the ring. So now BC getting a fresh 30.
5:37 left in this game. 39 seconds left on the BC penalty. They bank one into neutral ice. Rob slips, falls in, just dumped it in. Soper comes back to get it for Team Ontario. Nil to Soper.
And great skating ability there by Soper. Really strong skater.
Gets a pass to the point, will skate to the bench. Team Ontario with the line change.
And
Heska gets it, gives it to Mott.
Really impressed so far with BC's ability to collapse their triangle and not let Ontario drive, but this Ontario team, very diverse in their offensive attack. You know, if they're not able to drive, then they're going to look for passes. If they're not able to pass, they're going to look for that outside shot.
Kelly will get that ring for Team Ontario. At the Ringette line, shoots. Heska with the save. Mott. Good move to lose a defender and find a pass in neutral ice. Williamson gives it to Young. Young back to Williamson. Team BC trying to put another one on the board. Young weaves, shoots, no. See if they get a reset. They will.
Yeah, rung it right off the crossbar there.
Williamson, the pass inside intended to Carter. Reeled in by the Ontario goalie. McGillen. Finding Dagenet. Kelly in front, cuts in, no shot, and now she will on the backhander, but misses. Power awaits the line change. Power shoots, trying to get a reset, no. Team BC having some trouble getting that out of their zone. Team Ontario not slowing down on the forecheck.
Yeah, it's really hard for BC to make those simple passes when they've got someone breathing down their neck. Oh, and a good back check there by Crow.
Crow will lose the ring though, and Laliberte has it for Ontario.
And good forecheck here by BC again. Like I said, they're a team that has a lot of heart.
Here's Bacon with the shot that misses the net.
And yeah, BC's gonna be finishing this game strong regardless of the score.
They get a 5 count. Strong pressure by Team BC.
And yeah, definitely not the game that BC was hoping for. They had such strong play against New Brunswick to get to this semifinal game. You know, beating a New Brunswick team that was thought to go a little bit further in these games, but just struggling with the little things today. But again, they're looking to finish hard and keep their heads held high with their effort that they're going to put in this game.
Now the ring gets to the crease, but it's going to go back to Team BC. Game against New Brunswick. Such a strong game for this Team BC, and that is what they need to take away from these games. They had such a good game against Team New Brunswick to get here, and now they will get to the bronze medal game.
Yeah, a place, you know, BC Ringette in the Canada Games has only ever won 3 bronze medals before. So they're looking to add that in their total of medals in these games. It's been a long time since BC has been in a medal game at Canada Games, so they should be very, very proud of what they've accomplished.
This program will only grow, and they will get a chance to add another bronze medal to the history of Ringette and BC.
And Ontario just continuing to show their dominance in this sport. They went to the finals during last cycle, sadly getting silver, so they're looking for a little bit of redemption and are going to try to go for gold. But again, game not over. Want to see good finish strong by both teams. But with 1 minute and 20 seconds, Ontario should just be looking to control this ring and waste down the clock.
So an all-East final, 2 teams that seem unstoppable will face each other as Rob is hooked in front. Penalty coming up for Team Ontario. Team BC is going to have an extra player on the ice for the final minute of this game.
Yeah, and both Ontario and Quebec having met in their round robin games. And Ontario taking the edge over Quebec in that game, but it was a well-fought game by both teams. And Quebec's going to look to try to even the score and outbest this very strong, undefeated Ontario team.
That game during round robin really could have gone either way. It had some lead changes. Very close game. Team Ontario came out on top. Kelly to Dagenet.
And 30 seconds left. Just looking to control.
Racine slaps it away. Ring is lobbed up harder. No control with 20 seconds left. Penalty will end the player advantage for Team BC in the 17 final seconds of this game. Both teams getting a line change.
Yeah, final line change of the game. 17 seconds left. And yeah, Ontario looking just to run the clock down.
That's what they'll do. With the end of this game, Team Ontario advances to the gold medal game with a convincing 8-1 win against Team BC, who will now face Team Manitoba for bronze.
Yeah, Ontario really just dominating just overall ring possession. They had a little bit of a stumble in the second period where BC came within just being down by 2, but they really pulled away in that third period, and BC players should really keep their heads held high. They played hard. They got further than I think anyone thought that they would. So well done by BC, and great dominant performance by this Ontario squad, and it will be a very interesting matchup against Quebec. You know, we saw them in the round robin, and I said that I think that this could possibly be a preview to that gold medal game, and it is.
That's true. I can vouch for you. You did say that.
And it's going to be a very interesting game to see Quebec and Ontario play.
So the stage is set. It'll be Team BC versus Team Manitoba for the bronze medal game. And then at 6 o'clock, we are gonna have Team Ontario versus Team Quebec for the gold medal game at the Ringette tournament at the Canada Games 2019. And now Team Ontario will celebrate with its fans.
And BC fans cheering for their girls as they head off.
Team Ontario clapping as well for Team BC. Ontario versus Quebec tomorrow at 6 p.m. The gold medal game at the Ringette Championships. For now, this is it. This is Julia Cruz and Kelsey Kane. We'll see you tomorrow.